This is a framework to really get you thinking. We need to learn how to portray ourselves.
So while the first half is about the business, outcomes, industry, and what you're passionate and enthusiastic about, and your comprehension of how things work, the second half is your turn. Number 5, the first thing, don't limit yourself by just assigning the title that you have. Instead, I operate in the capacity of X, Y, and Z. And one of them would be your official title, but the other ones are work that you're doing anyways, but it seems to be unofficial, but you're doing the work anyways, right? So in what capacity? Number 5, I operate in the capacity of an engineer, team lead, and liaison for my organization, because a lot of the times you're wearing multiple hats. Remember we said that 4, 3, and 2 kind of need to have overlap with people around you. So you could be a manager, you could be a team lead, you could be an engineer. A lot of this might be similar. So people know the business, the value that you're able to bring to a business, and now they're able to understand in what capacity they can hire you.
I think we sometimes need to think deeply about the capacities that we're operating in, because we don't give ourselves enough credit.
No, you're 100% right, because what we're going through right now is just the different itemization. The iteration and the repetition and the crafting of this is where the magic happens. So I highly encourage people who are on the call and people who are going to watch this on YouTube later, try this out, write it out, and it can be with people you trust. And that can be anyone, family, friends, professional folks, your career coach. It doesn't have to be us here in Growing Up, it can be anyone. Review this, have it battle tested. You're only going to come up stronger. Right. Number 6, professional goals for yourself. Letting people know how are you drawing boundaries and making time for your own professional development, growth, learning. In order to get to where you need to go, you need to learn more things. If you're stagnant, you're not going to move very far. So what are your professional goals for yourself? Some people say they want to become a CEO. I've heard some people say that they want to switch from engineering to program management. Some people say that they want to become a people manager. Some people think they want to become a principal engineer, get deeper into the technology. Some pivot from one discipline to another discipline. It can be anything. You have the right as long as you're learning and growing. Number 7, we talked about how people need to go deep. This is where people need to go really deep because they can. What makes you unique? Some people might think it's easy because I've heard people say, I've been in engineering, I've been in sales or customer facing roles, so I can speak both languages. That makes me unique. But there are thousands, if not millions of people who have that skill set. So that is an important skill, undeniable. How can you go deep? When you search to, maybe it's a family background, maybe it is your own educational journey, career journey, you can extract some golden nuggets that add some uniqueness to that previous thing that I said. So that unique story of yours is what makes you unique. This is another very important point to dig deep, because there might be other people out there, especially right now, people getting laid off, breaks my heart, but it's a reality of how businesses operate. Not the right way to do things. You might be competing with others just as strong as you, sometimes even stronger. This is the tiebreaker right here, number 7. You can actually take this question to as many people as you know, personally and professionally, and just ask them, hey, what makes me unique through your lens, through your eyes?
That's such valuable feedback. I would love to do that.
Right? Just go to like 20 people, and from that, find the common denominator. Because most of us, we are quick to give praise to others than to ourselves. So when you ask this question, you can get a statistical account of what people think that makes you unique. You have to plug that in here. Today, as one call to action, go and ask 20 different people, hey, what do you think makes me unique? And see what's the common theme. And you can plug in and put that here in number 7. Are we ready for the last one, number 8? My most favorite, and to me the most valuable and most important. This is where I observe and rank the highest. How do you help others? So irrespective of whether you're a people manager or not, you can always help others. How do you do that? And how do you scale? More importantly, if you don't do it already, you might have some thoughts of how you could potentially do that. And that is also okay to include here. So don't have the pressure to have all the answers right. Thoughts that count. Sometimes it does count and it's okay. So I'm planning on helping others through writing a process flow or documenting how I wrote this code so others can do it in half the time. And that's how you delegate, and that's how you become people manager. The more you delegate and help others do the job that you have done in shorter amount of time.
Yeah. Viewing what you do in terms of how you're helping other people it's gonna make you feel good for sure.
So you can imagine you say the first 4, you take a pause, hey, are you cool? Can I continue? And you say the next 4. And this allows you to do 2 things. Do your homework, collect your thoughts, sharpen your pencil. And then when you practice delivering this, you're swift. So a lot of the times I've seen, like I've said this a few times before, your 3-minute pitch actually becomes a minute and a half. Here's the golden rule. When you speak, from 40 to 60 seconds max, and then pause. In today's talk, I've been doing most of the talking. We haven't had as much interaction from our audience, right? And it might seem one directional, and it is. But you can see the same thing in reality when it is back and forth. When 2 people are talking, like what we are doing, you and me, Zaha, it helps to have a much more smoother flowing conversation.
Have one. I would like to hear another example of how do you help others? Like what's like a really solid way to end your pitch?
I'm on the lookout for professionals who are ambitious and are ready to get my advantage to accelerate their career growth. I help you become the leader you wish you had. I do have an ask for everyone. Whatever you learned here, my expectation is you go and teach it to someone else for 2 reasons. We spread this knowledge, and number 2, I want you to develop your skills in doing this, in going through this, and you develop it when you teach someone else. So for those 2 reasons, my humble request is please go and teach this to other people that you know.
I hope this was as valuable for everybody else as it was for me. This is a framework to really get you thinking. And I think we need to learn how to portray ourselves. That's very important, no matter where you are in your life, in your career, and even in your personal life. So I think this is an extremely valuable skill and a framework on how to think about yourself and where you are, where you're going. So this was extremely valuable. Thank you very much, Suraj, and everybody else for joining.
Thanks, Zaha. Thank you for hosting us. Thanks, everyone, for joining.